All right, guys. Tips, tricks, and facts is back with another video for you. Today, I'm going to show you how you can fix the blue light of death on your PlayStation 5. If you get anything from this video, I'd appreciate if you would just give me a subscribe so you stay updated on all my posts. I post tips and tricks on here for everyday life and lots of tech tricks and tips. So if you would, please like, share this video, comment, the usual. Better than that, let's get into it. Today is going to be replacing the thermal paste. You can get some good thermal paste for under $20. I'm going to walk you through how to remove the side panels, remove the base and screws, remove the fan and covers, disconnect the cables, remove the heat sink, clean off the old thermal paste, and apply the new thermal paste. And then you just reassemble it in a reverse order. You can take pictures throughout the process of taking it apart so you remember. But I've broke this video down in very, very detailed way so you can take screenshots in case you forgot what you did or you lost a part and the order it went. I do recommend getting you a little container or something. Before you begin, I got to go over some safety warnings with you. Opening your PlayStation 5 will void the manufacturer warranty. So proceed only if you want to accept full responsibility for it. I am not liable for anything you do wrong on here. This is just me trying to share some helpful information as a service tech. I fix these all day long. You want to always power it off fully and unplug it from that wall outlet. Ensure it's completely shut down before you start. You want to discharge static electricity by touching a grounded metal object first. That prevents electric static damage. You want to keep your area you're working around clean and well lit. This way it's always better being a clean, organized area. I want to get you a little container for the screws. Keep them separated. Remember where they went, or label it like I do. I label my container for what screws came from what, such as disk drive, heat sink, etc. The tools and material you're going to need. You're going to need a Phillips head screwdriver. You're going to need a plastic pry tool. You can get that exact thermal paste there for under $20. It's very important you don't cheap out on thermal paste. It'd be a complete waste for you to do all this and then you cheap out on some thermal paste that is under $20. You want some alcohol, 90% plus. And again, like I said, get you a good small container that you can label for where you took the screws from. And then you don't need to, but you can get it if you have a torque screwdriver. That would be nice. You want to torque it between 0.5 and 2.5, but you can just tighten it with your regular screwdriver. Just don't overdo it. Just get it tight and snug, like to where you're not going to crack something when you're tightening. Step is remove the side cover panels. Stand the console up, slide the white and black side panel toward the front or toward the back, and lift it off. Repeat the same steps on the other panel. You don't even need tools to do that. You just slide the back. You're going to unscrew the single Phillips screwdriver or the single Phillips screw covering the base. It's usually covered by a little plastic tab. But you can see the picture where it's at. Lift off and remove the plastic stand. Next, you're going to access the internal screws. Locate and remove the visible Phillips screws that are usually blue colored, securing their outer shell. You want to keep track of screw sizes because they vary by location. The mid screws are 3x16, rear screws are 3x20. So, like I said, you guys can take screenshots. This is going to help you so much. This is broke down to where anybody can do this. You want to gently pry the black outer shell using a plastic tool. You want to start at the rear corner near the vents, then work your way around the edge, a little at a time, prying up as you go. Work it around. Don't think you can just pop the corner and then pull it off. You want to pry up in a circular motion around it as you're going around the console. Remove the dust cover and disk drive. So lift off the metal shielding cover and disconnect the disk drive ribbon cable. And unscrew and set it aside the disk drive. All you gotta do is lift that little flap up where it goes, the blue ribbon, just pull it straight out. Lift up the cap or the flap, and then pull the ribbon out. Then you're going to remove the 4 screws is what's holding the disk drive in. And then you're going to remove the fan assembly. It's got 4 screws holding that in. And then you're going to unplug that. And then you're going to lift the fan assembly up and out of the console to expose the heatsink. You're going to detach the heatsink cover. Remove the 7 screws securing the heatsink assembly. You want to loosen each screw a few turns following the crisscross sequence down to relieve even pressure. Don't use excessive force. Strip screws can damage the threads, or when you strip the screw, you won't be able to get it out. These are things I've learned over the years of working on game systems. You want to lift the heatsink chamber assembly vertically to avoid bending or stressing the APU. You're going to clean off that old thermal paste. When you get that lifted up, you're going to see where the thermal paste is. You need to get some alcohol, some Q-tips, and a lint-free cloth. Don't skimp on this either. Don't skimp cleaning it. You want to get that thing completely clean. Don't leave no extra residue on there. Make sure there's no lint, or, like I said, completely clean it off. No residue left whatsoever. Then you're going to apply new thermal paste, a little bead, about a pea size. Don't spread it. You let the heatsink assembly go on top, and it'll spread it evenly and perfect. When you drop the heatsink back on, you got to make sure you're going directly where it needs to go, not letting it go down and then have to slide it. None of that. You got to make sure it's going to go straight down, and that's all you got to do is put the screws in. You do not want it to go down where you're going to have to wiggle it or anything. Straight down, right over the screw holes where they belong. Then you're going to tighten the screws in a crisscross star pattern. Don't go screw one and then over to the one next to it. I put a little example down there where it says screw tightening order. Don't over tighten this either. Then you're going to reassemble it in a reverse order. You're going to reconnect the fan cable, reattach the fan. Then you're going to reconnect the disk drive ribbon cable, reattach the drive. Then you're going to replace the metal shielding cover and outer shell. And then reattach the stand, the base, and the screw and the side panels. That's it. And then you're going to plug it in, turn on the console, listen to the fan, make sure it ain't got no unusual noise. And the fan will ramp up for a second and then it'll steady. That's normal. Don't think nothing's wrong. Then you can monitor the temperatures through the system settings or gameplay session. And if it runs loud or system shuts down, you got to recheck the heat sink. It means you didn't get the heat sink dropped right down perfect. It's moved around and the paste didn't spread right, or it's not tightened down enough, or it's too tight. A few tips. You want to always discharge the static and unplug power before starting. You want to use minimal, high quality thermal paste on the APU. Like I said, just a pea size. Don't spread it. You let the heat sink spread it when you put it down. Keep your screws organized. That's how I do it. I label mine so I know which ones go where. Because that one screw off or one screw mixed up, it can make the whole thing worthless by doing it. Tighten the heat sink screws evenly in crisscross patterns, and like I said, and then you want to test it. With that being said, that's all I got, guys. If you're good with your hands and you've got a little experience in messing with things, it's a pretty easy job. I charge a lot of money to do this, but I figured I'd put it out here on the internet so people can fix it themselves instead of taking it to repair shops. So I appreciate it. If you got anything from this, all I ask is you give me a subscribe and share. With that being said, I'll see you on my next video.